So, by the name of Almighty Allah, today I'm gonna present my presentation about the KM implementation. We gonna take 4 phases of the KM implementation. The first one, we will talk about the plan, and then we will go to the second phase, which is designing, and then implementation and scale up. So let us start with the plan. Failing to plan is planning to fail. So plan is very important and very crucial step for the implementation or introducing KM in organization. And plan must be smart. Smart mean S mean specific, M mean measurable, A mean achievable, R mean realistic, and T mean time related. So the plan must be smart. So in the plan we take some steps. The first one, we must assess your current opportunity. So in this step we just mean that you must know that where the company is. In this mean that you complete analyze the current situation of your organization, whether your organization have or has any repositories, or which type of the knowledge it's used by the organization. And culture of organization is very important. You must know the culture of organization, and even the hierarchical structure of organization is also very crucial. And after that you come and see the gap between what is available and what is required. Usually we have two kind of gap. The first is knowledge gap, which is what the company must know and what the company knows. So this gap is called knowledge gap. And what the company must do and what the company can do, this is strategical gap. Okay, I'm sorry. By the name of Almighty Allah, today I will present my presentation, which is about introducing knowledge management in organization. For the accomplishing of this presentation, I gonna explain all steps or all phases of the KM implementation or KM introducing in organization. We're gonna take 4 phases. The first phase is plan. We're gonna take it in a very details, and after that we're gonna go to the second step or phase, which is design, and then implementation, and at the end or the last step or phase will be our scale up. So the first one is plan. So what is the plan? Plan is in fact a process for achieving or for achieving a goal. And plan is very important for everything. And there is a common or a traditional maxim which says that failing to plan is planning to fail. So what's we gonna take in the planning? First, we must assess your current opportunities, assess the organization current opportunities, and in these opportunities will have the below thing. The first thing, complete analyzing the current situation. You just analyze the current situation, and after that come the current opportunities of KM, or what opportunities KM has in that organization. And after that you go to the type of knowledge. We have different type of knowledge, whether we have tacit knowledge, or we have explicit knowledge, or we have complex knowledge, we have recorded knowledge. Whatever we have, we must assess this, and then we will we must assess the culture of organization, even the physical structure of organization. We must assess the the management levels, or whether it is hierarchical structure, or whether it is the top down, or centralization or decentralization, and all these we must assess. After that come the gap. We must analyze the gap. The gap, usually we have knowledge gap and we have strategic gap. The knowledge gap, what the company must know and what the company knows. You know, the gap between what the company must know and what the company knows. This gap is knowledge gap. And strategic gap, what the company must do and what the company can do. That's called the strategic gap. So we must analyze, we must know that what is the knowledge gap and what is the strategic gap. So, and in the planning phase, we have second step, which is discover your value proposition. In the value proposition, we start with the business strategy, and after that we just understand the current state. The current state, as I told you, that the current opportunities, current knowledge available, and then make a realistic choice. As I told you before, that the planning, we are in the planning, and the plan must be smart. Smart means specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time related, and develop a KM framework. And the second step for this is find a sponsor or champion. You find a champion or sponsor or anyone who has who understands the situation, and he is smart and understand the problem, and because this champion will help you a lot. And usually you try to find, and it isn't necessary that you have one champion. You may have more than one champion, and in different level of organization. It might be a topic level, and it might be in the middle, or it might be the frontline management. Then after that come inform and preparing. In this step, you inform your organization, and involve them. You always try to prepare the organization to understand the rule of knowledge, and involve them, but involve them in a very nice and kind way, that tell them that we need you, we do this and this. After that, define the business case, and the team at this top, the team should have a good picture of what project or transfer activities embedded in the project, and what result could be achieved, and after that the budget or the funding must be specified. So that was the planning step. Now we go to the designing step. The designing step, we take the first step, which come in this: determine the scale of initiative. Here you're gonna have lots of work. Therefore you must prioritize your work. Prioritize the things. You know, prioritize must not be more than 5. And after that, work smart, not hard. Always try to be smart, not hard. You know, several people are working so hard, but the result is 0, except they become tired. But always try to be smart and work smart, and start small and think big. After that, the second step in the designing phase come the best practice in design. Designing a KM transfer project includes the following: design team of user technologies expert and change facilitators to address all the important issues in the project and any significant, and ensure the design team learns as much as possible about the knowledge management of applications, barriers and approach, and how others have addressed them. And design IT supporter, but you know that your main focus will be on the on the people, not on the IT, because usually in KM our 80% of our focus is on people and 20% of them is on IT. Create project plan. A project action plan will include the following information: key milestones and phases or steps, how to involve others, and how to communicate and educate, and resource and budgets. So that was the designing. We first started on the planning, and then we came to the designing, and now it is the implementation step. Implementation step is, in fact, it is an action step. So launch the project that you made it in the planning and designing. So always learning from the prior and lessons learned. Focus on bringing teams together. Always try to bring teams together. Build community of practice. Communities of practice is very important to, and because usually community of practices they are gathering informal people, and not informal people, but the meetings are informal, and you can express your ideas very well in informal meetings. And also you have discussion, you have web-based community, and bringing people together across functions and locations, and learning to learn, and this provide support. A one-shot deal is never good enough. Ongoing and continuing work. One thing which is very important, I want to mention it, that KM is not a set of tools that you just put it and that is finished. KM is a culture revolution. It is a culture revolution, and it needs continuous the work. If you don't continue your works, it will step down. And face is critical, because face to face you will not just take information, but you will observe, you will know the gesture and other movements of him. Develop everything possible to achieve possible earlier visible results, and it might be just, for example, a discussion or community, or it might be just like digital library and this. Okay, then now we go to the last phase, which is transaction and scale up. So capture the success stories and publicize it earlier result. Capture success stories and just publicize it. Success story might be just, for example, a person who who used or who implement the KM, and this KM just, for example, solve his problem. You can publicize it, identify lessons learned, and codify the first good experience. Use lessons learned to create scale-up strategy, and identify the entity that will guide, support, and emotes. And thank you for that. That was a brief implementation of the KM in the organization. And this presentation I had on the 26th of the December of 2010 with my Dr. Laila class, and it was very nice presentation. I presented, and it was, alhamdulillah, a successful presentation. And thank you and goodbye. Inshallah, see you in next presentation. I gonna have lots of presentation, all my presentation that I had in the LIS, and wish you you can take advantage. It might not be that much influence or that much successful, because I am still student. I have lots of mistakes, but we can easily solve this problem. I want to be as productive as possible, and if you have any comments, any further information, you can openly write it or send it to my email. Thank you.